Okay folks, so welcome back. Apologies that there hasn't been a video for a while. I've been so tied up spending time on my Mixer channel that making videos like this, it just takes time, guys, you know, and but I will make more of a concerted effort to make these kind of videos. So what we'll be looking at today, well, as the title said, World War III. This is a first person shooter with obvious nods to the Battlefield series, but it'll be a bit too lazy for me to just leave it there. So we will be doing a fairly big breakdown of this trailer and looking at the differences, picking out some of the detail. This footage is from sort of alpha footage or pre-alpha footage. This has just been released at the Gamescom event 2018. And it's made by a studio called Farm 51. Farm 51 are a Polish studio. Their latest game that they released was a game called Get Even. Now Get Even, I've just been looking on Wikipedia because although it kind of rang a bell, I certainly haven't played it. It got a Metacritic score of sort of early to mid 70s with 7s and 8s out of 10 across the you know, the gaming press. Okay. So Farm 51 then, why this game, why now? It's very interesting timing that they've announced this kind of game, and it certainly looks like they've been working it a fair while. So I think they've got the timing absolutely spot on with this, but why is it spot on? Well, I think there's been a huge backlash against the Battlefield series. I think the way EA have treated the internet community, gaming community, about what they've said about Battlefield 5, if you don't like it, don't play it, those kind of comments, hasn't really helped much. But I think certainly people still yearn for first person shooters set in a modern warfare setting. I don't think anybody really wanted to go back to far as World War 1, and even though we were crying out for a World War II game for quite some time, when we actually started to receive them again, we all realised, we are still a little bit fatigued from 10 years ago. I don't know. Those are my own personal opinions. They don't seem to resonate very well, did they? So I think people still want a large scale modern combat experience. They just don't want it made by EA. And possibly they don't even want it developed by DICE anymore. Okay, so let's break this sucker down. Things to pay attention to, guys, during this video are the real world modern weapons, artillery, air support, mechanised vehicles which include tanks, trucks, infantry, fighting vehicles, that kind of thing. So the first scene for me, guys, when I look at this is the Hellfire coming in through an airstrike. Now, what is this? Is this a kill streak? Is this a commander role? You know, who has performed this airstrike? Are there flyable vehicles in the game? Certainly from the trailer, you don't see anybody actually piloting vehicles. So I do wonder who has sent this Hellfire in. Two other features on this little bit here are boost and detonate buttons. Boost is very a la sort of card where you can sort of speed it up to meet its objective quicker. But the detonate, that's interesting. Is it going to be, is that just an icon? Or can you actually pre-detonate? So in other words, do an airburst. And if so, what's the metadata on that? What's the strategy behind that? For me, that's quite interesting. Whoa, let's just pause this here. What's going on here? It seems to me like you can do a tank ride along. That's cool. But what are the reasons for that? Is it for the sense of immersion where you can all, you know, you get that sense of, you know, the whole frontal push going forward to take the objectives? If so, awesome. Or is it just that gripe of, you know, loads of vehicles spawn at the start, rush off towards the objective, leaving everybody else behind, where now you can just jump on the vehicle and save the walk? Maybe that's all it is. You will see throughout the video plenty of destruction. So obviously there's lots of destruction elements like the trees going down there and the barriers and the pillars. So here we get our first look of actually inside a tank, and the tank itself is a Leopard, which is a modern day tank, no question there. But rather interestingly, there's quite a lot of information on this page. You've got, look at the health stats of the tank. You've got the vehicle status, no arm, no foul there, typical stuff. But then you've got com optic health, gun optic health, turret health, RCWS, I'll come to that in a minute, chassis and APS health. And actually on the heads up display of the actual driver itself, you've got smoke grenades, you've got APS destroyed, okay, destroyed. You'll see in other scenes where it says APS ready, so that's an indicator that that one's gone, which will tell you on with the health status on the bottom right. Then RCWS ready. Okay, so let's break down what these mean. Starting with APS. APS is an active protection system. This is a system usually formed a military application, you can tell me from Wikipedia, can't you? Designed to prevent line of sight guided anti-tank missiles projectiles from acquiring or destroying a target. This is a version of this is a type of electronic countermeasures. So as you can see from this video, basically what happens is a vehicle will sense incoming projectiles and fire an explosive out to meet them to blow whatever that projectile was in the first place. Cool stuff. This has been used in other games already. They normally call it trophy system in Call of Duty, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Call of Duty, they call it a trophy. Good stuff. But I wonder, what does it mean to gameplay? It means it's going to be quite hard to take down these tanks if they've got the advanced protection system up and running. Of course, it's going to depend on what kind of missile we're going to be attempting to take them on with. But will this stop the Hellfires? Will this stop normal guided missiles? Will this stop RPGs, fire and forget jobs? We don't know. That's going to be a really interesting dynamic. There is a little scene like coming up in the video where we might be able to tie this in together. Moving on to actual combat then, sort of, you know, boots on the ground stuff. There are a few little additions to this. There's a lean function and the free look function. Now, is it a case of that it's done automatically, just like in Battlefield, where you go up to an edge and it will do the leaning for you, or is it more like Armour and Rainbow Six, where it's independently and you can control it? I don't know. Thoughts on that, guys? I would welcome. There's also a Rainbow Six Siege prone style, whereby you can lie down on your back and shoot forwards, shoot backwards, or sort of like a 360-degree prone, if you like. There's also a range of views, third-person views in tanks, as you can see, and first-person. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it right again here while we look at this next vehicle that we've been putting. This is the Marder. This is again another official modern day combat vehicle. It's actually an infantry fighting vehicle. As you can see on the right hand side, there's places for 8 players. We've also got com optics, gun optics, RCWS again, so we'll cover that now I think. On the actual HUD itself, you've got HE Sabo, which is anti-piercing I believe, anti-personnel rounds, which makes sense for the type of vehicle it is. So RCWS then, what the hell is that, you might be thinking? Well, according to my notes, it stands for Remote Controlled Weapon Station. So what does a remote controlled weapon station do? Right, according to my old friend Wikipedia again, it is a remotely operated weaponized system often equipped with fire control for light and medium caliber weapons, which can be installed on ground combat vehicles and sea and air combat platforms too. Such equipment is used on modern military vehicles as it allows a gunner to remain in the relative protection of the vehicle, very important this bit. It may also be retrofitted into existing vehicles, etc, etc. So in other words, you can control a gun from inside the safety of your vehicle. That's what it means. So along with the map design, there's also subterranean gameplay. Now, is this a man-made hole, or is this a permanent part of the map feature? We also have some sniper gameplay here, which the sniping does look very, very accurate, and I hope that doesn't lead to OP gameplay. I like a little bit more skill when it comes to using the sniper if possible, thank you. So in a nutshell guys, that is the actual gameplay alpha footage from Gamescom this year. It's looking pretty good so far, but let's have another little deep dive into other areas of how they're making this game, and I think you'll be impressed. Farm 51 are obviously taking a huge amount of time researching the ballistics of weaponry, the sound, the movement, everything you can think of by the looks of it. I mean, some of the videos that they are releasing on their YouTube channel are really quite impressive guys. I do urge you to go and check those out. If all this research is implemented into the game in some way, I'm a very, very happy chapper. Here we get to see the work that they're doing on the weapon modelling, the graphics, the textures, the accuracy of the reproduction. It's a very important part to a first person shooter for me, this guys. I think it also alludes to the fact that there's going to be skins and customization. I hope they don't go too crazy with this. I don't want COD style customization. I want it to be fairly authentic if it can be helped. But that's stunning work as far as I'm concerned. Also, this next little bit here shows that there could be possibly extra customization when it comes to the outfitting of the weapons too. Moving on to character modelling then. Nothing that we haven't seen before really. I mean, it is looking quite impressive, don't get me wrong. It's quite a nice bit of detail here. But nothing that we haven't seen in Ghost Recon games or games of that ilk. But it does show to me that there is possible different environments here because they're mixing up jungle, urban camouflages. So I think we'll probably get some jungle gameplay in the game, or at least agricultural if you like. So yeah, not bad so far. Pretty impressed with that. So what I'm particularly impressed with guys is the fact that there's different nations in this. This is actually the Spetsnaz soldier. In the gameplay trailer they also showed SAS, British Forces. So you know, we can fairly safely say that quite a few nationalities will be represented in the game. Also check out the different armors there. That'll be an interesting feature of the game. I hope that's going to cause a bit of a balance issue maybe. This is definitely something that you guys are going to find exciting and interesting. Check this out. This is the artillery. Look at the detail they're putting on the arty. Guys, who's going to control this? Is it going to be a subset class? Again, is it going to be a commander function? I don't know. But there's a lot of work there for something that could be automatic. So I can't see it. It has to be a player controlled function. Last but not least, we check out the tank modelling. This is the Leopard, which is a cracking tank. I love this. There you can see the RCWS on top, and the gun turrets, and also the APS weapon systems. It just makes me very excited. Again, lots of different camouflages, suggesting that there's going to be different environments, possibly even a snow environment there with a snowplow on. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap that up there. That is World War 3 coming out on Steam Early Access in the autumn or the fall if you're from the US. So take it easy guys, thank you for watching.